Welcome to the UFC Pain Tournament. We've been in this sport long enough that we've seen some of the most gruesome, some of the most heart-shattering, breathtaking injuries we have seen. And today I'm going to rank them in a little tournament thing where the worst one is going to be the winner. The one we don't want is going to win. Feel free to play along. If I put in the description down below a link so you could choose your own and play the game. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I'm lazy and I'm a bum. But make sure to like and subscribe when you're down there. Let's start off with the first one. Now, this is just randomly seated. I wrote them all down and then I shuffled it around, so I don't have any idea where anything is. But the first one is Ripped Jaw versus Broken Skull. Now, let me say this because this one is, oh my God. We're starting off with some of the worst experience ones. So, jump scare. Jump scare. You know, there's going to be photos out here if I edit this. If not, then you guys get lucky. But Ripped Jaw versus Broken Skull is a hard one. And I really thought the Ripped Jaw, when I'm thinking Ripped Jaw, I'm talking about the Robert Whittaker, where his teeth go in from fighting Hamza Chimaev. And when I'm talking Broken Skull, I'm talking about MVP Neem Cyborg, I think was his name. And I think Bellator, yes, now you do UFC, but it's MVP regardless. It's a crazy, literal skull-shattering experience that I needed to include. And that being said, I think this one's going to go far. The Broken Skull, terrifying, absolutely scary even to watch that. There's been scarier moments. I think the Macy Barber Alex Grasso one was scarier, but this one was just immediate damage. Next one, Broken Orbital versus Hematoma. Hematoma, the one I'm thinking about is Weili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And Broken Orbital, I'm thinking Michael Bisping, and I gotta give it a Michael Bisping. He is blind from that. He never recovered. There's no recovering from that, and I gotta give it. Joanna Jędrzejczyk is still beautiful. It's still amazing. Now, torn toe versus ripped ear. When I say torn toe, think of John Jones versus Chael Sonnen, leaving like the first or second round. I'm talking about a 90 degrees angle toe versus a ripped ear. Now, this one, the one I'm thinking about happened in like a Russian sport, something like that, where a dude literally elbowed another guy in the back, like on the ear, and the ear just split apart. But the one in the UFC is one where Leslie, I forgot her name, Leslie Sutton, got her ear ripped, and she still has the scar and everything like that. You could see whatever fucking tube is going from her skull to her ear. And I'm gonna give it a that. I'm gonna give it a ripped ear. There's something so delicate about an ear that kind of just scares me. It's icky, so I'm gonna give it a that. Broken Jaw versus a bite. Broken Jaw, I'm thinking about what Kobe Covington got dealt with versus Kamaru Usman in their second fight. Or the first one. I forgot which one's which. Or the bite that the little guy bit the other guy and then it left a bite mark in his arm and he got a tattoo. That's the one I'm thinking about. I don't think I've seen any worse, really significantly, like blood spilling, taking a bite chunk out of anybody, like a Mike Tyson bite. I haven't seen that in the UFC yet. Let me know down below if you have. I don't want to. Man, matter of fact, don't leave it down below. Broken Jaw though, you don't lose from a broken jaw. You experience a broken jaw and you're still getting jabbed in the face. You're still getting punched. You might get even hooked, and that's gonna hurt. And you're still gonna have to deal with that. I don't know if it's a crack. They gotta put metal plants or whatever it is. I never experienced, don't want to experience it. I'm gonna give it a broken jaw. Eye poke versus split brow. Eye poke, I'm thinking about Malal Muhammad. I'm thinking about Tom Aspinall. I'm talking about once you get eye poked, your eye goes wonky. It's no longer looking straight. Now you look like Jean Doroba. Chiwiwis. Now you're looking like him. Versus a split brow. And you might think that's not bad, but I want to be careful. I'm going to put this image up. Bow. RoboCop. Bow. This, I might have to blur it because YouTube don't like it. That being said, you could see veins in there. You could see the separation of meat. We are just meat. This is, and you're still in the fight. He still fought after this. There was no ending the game. They didn't stop this fight for some reason. I'm happy it didn't because RoboCop ended up winning. That being said, disgusting. Now, eye poke or split brow. A split brow, I'm always going to have that scar there forever. Eye poke is going to hurt for a long time. This one's actually kind of weird. The eye poke leaves me blind and it hurts for a while, but I probably have to do surgeries like Tom Aspinall. But with the split brow, like one right here, stitches. I've gotten stitches before. They hurt. They put a little needle in there. They move it around. It hurts. I got one in my finger. Some of my finger, multiple in my hands because I'm a chef and I get cut a lot. Split brow again, stitches. 16 stitches. You look like you got slashed up by a razor. You can't laugh because if it moves, it hurts and you feel it tight. You're there for a long time and then you got to go back to the doctors and get that shit taken off. Or you're just like me and you fucking get a toenail clipper and clip them off because you're ghetto like that apparently. Eye pokes hurt, but they hurt for like that little fraction of time where they're fuck, man, come on, I can't continue to fight. But I would rather get a scar than look like Bilal Muhammad. I think that's where I'm coming from. A part of me, that's where I'm coming from. Do I want to be cocked-eyed? Do I want to have a lazy-looking eye like Bilal Muhammad? No. Give me a cool battle scar. I would rather get split. Oh, I don't want to get a split brow because it's gonna hurt. Oh my god, I'm gonna give it a split brow. I think that's far worse. Let me know below if you think I'm wrong. There's long term things, man. Broken arm or ripped lip. Ripped lip. Think of Francis Ngannou knocking out Overeem and Overeem having that split lip. Pow. Think of Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald. Split nasty lip hanging all over the place. Broken arm. Think of who's had a broken arm? I can't think of it. There's been multiple fighters. I saw one in Russia where the dude got his broken wrist. There's when Pantoja got slammed or tried to mount, but that's not a broken arm as much as it just was like a disjointment. I forgot what it's called. There's Pyfer versus whoever he fought in the Contender Series that he fell wrong, posted his arm out there, got his elbow. Oh, think of Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill versus, oh my God, what's his name? That dude who's really good. Paul Craig. Jamal Hill versus Paul Craig. He's in he got his arm snatched and he breaks in half. Think about that. I'm going to have to go with the broken arm. I never broken a bone before. I never had experience it before, but you're out the game for a long time. Yeah, you get stitches on your lip. Maybe it's hard to chew. Oh my God, I didn't even think the broken jaw. You got to get your mouth wired up, right? Did Robert Whittaker get his mouth wired up? I think they both won. Oh, no. Broken skull beat Robert Whittaker's. Broken arm is just significantly worse. Breaking a bone and having to get it plated, and you're never going to really recover from that compared to your lip, which you don't really need it for fighting. You don't really need it for drawing or anything like that. Just talking. Broken nose versus oblique kick. Broken nose, think of whatever Marab got fucking hit with, where his nose is just blah. Think of maybe not perfect, but Dominic Cruz versus Chito Vera, where Chito Vera landed a perfect kick and it broke Dominic Cruz's nose. Think of Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler, where Rory McDonald got his nose shattered and then kept on fighting. And then he kept on getting hit, jabbed with a broken face. And it's not as bad as an oblique kick. Oblique kick, think of Khalil Roundtree versus Bukakis, where he got his knee shoved in. Think of John Jones versus Thiago Santos. You are just pain. There's pain, and you're losing your ability to use that knee for a long time. Thiago Santos never walked the same. Bukakis just recently came back after a good hiatus. You can't explode from that knee. It hurts. I ride bicycles. I ride a good amount of bikes. I don't know how much miles a week. That being said, my knees hurt. I struggle. You're going to end up like Kamaru Usman, wobblestone, cobblestone legs. I'm going with the oblique kick being one of the worst ones. I'm sorry. All right, broken leg versus nut shot. I'm thinking nut shot. Think of Dumas. Think of Kevin Holland when they got fucking kicked in. Some other guy in Abu Dhabi. His name was Henry. I forgot Henry what. Got kicked in the nuts, and I think his nuts got, I don't know what they happened. I don't know the surgical term, but his nuts exploded. That's the way I'm thinking about it. It was torsion. I don't know. But if you ever felt any experience in the nuts, it hurts. It fucking sucks. 99% of the people watching this are men. Like and subscribe. But broken leg, again, Weidman, Silva. Think of these experiences. Conor McGregor. Those are bones. That's a bone shattering right there. That's a titanium shin you're gonna have for the rest of the life. Cool, but you're not gonna be able to walk. You're gonna have a thin ass leg and a gooner leg that looks like you fucking only use that leg forever. It's bad. You gotta nut shot hurts for like the good 40 minutes. It's like a sudden brain freeze. But broken leg, dude, that's a experience. That's a horrible experience. Watching your leg be floppy like that, nah, no thank you. Broken skull versus orbital. Broken skull is gonna go far, man. Broken skull is gonna go real far. I do not know what to expect from a broken skull. The MVP one, just the X-rays alone, just tell me it's bad. It's bad. I don't know. Wait. I know when you break a rib and it has the potential to puncture your lungs. There's a broken skull have a potential to puncture your front orbital? I'm not smart like that. I don't know. Ripped ear versus broken jaw. I'm gonna have to go with the broken jaw. Having to get that shit wired shut, having to get that shit metal plate in. Every time you pass a TSA, they gotta make sure, they gotta check your lips and shit like that. Make sure that you're not hiding like a rifle under your tongue. Split brow versus broken arm. Again, bones, I don't want to deal with bones. I don't mind getting cuts. There might be deep. That split brow was fucking deep. That being said, a broken bone is just no jokes, man. Oblique kick versus broken leg. Now, this one might be a bit controversial because you get a broken leg and it heals up in like a year or two. Oblique kick, if you ripped all your fucking meniscus, your patella, the cartilage, the all the tendons running down, keeping your foot steady, if they all rip, if your knee bends badly, that's an ACL tear. That's whatever Shavkat Ratmanov has. That's something that carries on for the rest of your life. That's not something that heals up and you reach at 100%. That's something that you break it once, you dislocate your shoulder, it happens again. Same thing with your ACL. It never recovers 100% like it used to be. Broken legs, yeah, it hurts for 2 years. You get it fixed up. You have a titanium shin. I know I'm saying bones a lot, but I feel like tendons. Tendons are such a fickle thing to play with that it's just gonna hurt. All right, now we're out of semifinals. Last four: broken skull versus broken jaw. I'm sorry, the skull's gonna go far. Oblique kick versus broken arm. I'm gonna go with oblique kick. Now, finals. The last two: broken skull versus oblique kick. I don't understand how you don't go broken skull. I do not know how you don't go broken skull in this bitch. Broken skull is genuinely life-changing. I don't know, like if it's all like little glass shatters, like the X-ray showed. You can't. They gotta open that bitch up. They gotta take everything out of there like it's fine china. Make sure nothing pokes your brain. Make sure all those little veins, all the fucking whatever your nostril shit going through there. You gotta make sure all that shit's cleared out the way. You gotta clean it up. You gotta flush it out. You gotta not poke the brain because the skull, that thing that's broken, is there to protect the brain. I don't understand how that's not the worst thing we have ever seen. Okay, it's not in the UFC. You got me there, bud. In that case, oblique kicks win. Oblique kicks win. Oblique kicks might win because they have long-term just pain. Long term, you take a wrong step, you fucking falling like my grandma does, you are done for the rest of your life. You oblique kicks and they ruin your knee, you're done. But skulls, I'm talking about trauma there too. I'm talking about you pick your nose and you touch a loose bone and you're like, what the fuck? That was a part of my brain. You will never know if you recovered well. What I don't know. Internal bleeding. It's just spooky, man. Broken skulls, I don't know. Let me know what you think won. Play along. I hope you feel free to play along with me. That being said, if you made it this far, like and subscribe. I'm a small YouTube channel. I try to upload daily. I hope you just have a great day. Bye.